Welcome to London Heathrow Airport.
Today we are flying British Airways Economy to New York JFK. But to give us a little bit of extra comfort, we have paid extra for specific seats. In actual fact, we will be sitting on the exit row, and it's right at the front of a rather small economy cabin. Now, we've been on one of these planes before. It's a Boeing 777, so we know the layout. We checked it out the last time we flew. Now, I don't like seats coming back in my face, so that's why I wanted this particular seat, this particular row. The only disadvantage with it is that your seat back pocket is quite a bit in front of you because the exit door, the emergency exit door, is right where you are sitting. You also have to be fit and able enough to open that door should the emergency arise.
And you have to have everything above you on takeoff and landing.
That's right. So if you want any bits and pieces and they want them handy, you're going to have them on your seat or on your person.
On my purse.
Now, we are British Airways Silver Executive Club members. Now, that gives a few perks, and one of them is that we can check in at the business class check-in desk. Now, we've already checked in online, but we can drop our bags off there, so it should cut a little bit of time. We also can fast track, that's right, through the security, and that has reduced queues, hopefully. And it also gives us access to the lounges, the British Airways lounges here at Heathrow. So all in all, it's quite good. We also get to board a little bit earlier as well, so there should be room to put our bags up. Now, we are taking 3 suitcases with us. We are actually allowed 2 each because we are silver status, and there is an increased weight
32?
allowance. I think it's 32
Because
kilo.
I think it was 23 for normal people.
Yeah, normal people.
Sorry.
We're definitely not normal people.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's go and take a look. We'll probably not be able to say a lot while we're on the move in here, but we'll do a bit of narration and put some captions up, and you can enjoy some lovely music. So let's get going. There's a great range of tea and coffee and biscuits. Look at the breakfast items. They've even got sparkling wine. And there was also a full range of hard liquor, soft drinks and beers as well, but maybe not at 5:30 in the morning, which is when we were travelling. We'll sum up the overall view of the lounge at the end of the episode, but so far it's pretty good. In fact, it's really good. It's very clean. The staff are all very friendly. There's loads of food and drink and lots of space to sit, so it doesn't feel crowded. Now, we got here about 5:30 in the morning and it's about 6:15 now, and it has filled up a little bit since then, but you wouldn't say that it is crowded by any means. Now, I can remember that we were in this lounge a few years ago, and I can remember it back then. They did have lots of newspapers and magazines. They have been done away with now, but you can find copies of High Life magazine, which is the British Airways in-flight magazine, which you can't get on flights anymore. You can only get the downloaded version, so I'm glad to see that they still had it here. In the toilet now, let's take a look around. They are all individual cubicles and they are extremely clean. We've just seen one of the staff who wished us good morning. So it is rather spacious, it's well lit. Sort of turn around like this, you can get a full view of it. I'm very impressed with this.
What are you saying, dear? I know what you're saying. You're saying, why don't you subscribe to Paul and Marcus's show on YouTube? Please subscribe.
We are about to board now, and it looks as though we will have an on-time departure. Isn't that right, Paul?
Yes, that would be a really good thing, I think.
Yes, I think so. Note there is nowhere to place your magazines or water bottles, so you must have it on your seat if you want access to it. Otherwise, you'll have to go up and get your bag out of the cabin. Yes, we have a baby on board, but at least we are close to the toilet. Paul's in there right now.
Hello everyone, as we are operating a full flight today, we do ask your cooperation. By this, I do ask please only place all wheelie bags in the outer overhead lockers, that's the overhead lockers above A, B, C, J,
46
H, J, K, and place all smaller backpacks, handbags, anything to that description in the overhead lockers in the middle, which is D, E, F, and G lockers. Thank you.
So you can do this, look.
Good morning to you all, and a very warm welcome aboard our British Airways flight to JFK. A very big hello from the flight deck. My name is John Smith, I'm the Senior First Officer for your flight today. Start with some introductions. Up here on the flight deck in command of the aircraft, Captain Phil Wright, and we're also joined by our fab crew. You've met a few of them as you've boarded the aircraft, very promptly I might add. They're under the supervision of in-flight manager Martin Crowe, and the rest of the crew will be doing their own introductions in due course. Well, thanks for boarding pretty sharpish. We're just about ready here. We've got the doors closed and Phil's just about to get some clearance before we push back off stand. When we do push back off stand, our crew will be also showing you the new safety video. If you haven't seen it before, please do pay attention to it anyway. Take two things away from it. One of them is a big thing in my book. It will help save your life one day, but not just your life, maybe the person who's next to you as well, who actually you might quite like. Should take about 15 minutes to get out to the active runway here. We're heading west and turning right after departure. It's lovely, beautiful flying conditions, unusually because of the weather we've had over the last few weeks, but it's a really nice day for it. 7 hours and 35 minutes flying time, and when we do get to or descent, we'll get a weather report into JFK. It's pretty much similar to here at the moment, about 8 degrees. It is a little bit of cloud around. Unfortunately, we'll let you know a little bit about that later on. We're expecting predominantly smooth flying conditions though. If we do get turbulence, we'll put the seatbelt signs on. Oh, that of course sounds like that. And the light above the head will illuminate. Just remember to return to your seat, fasten your seatbelt securely so our crew can check you're nice and safe. That's enough from me. We'll get underway. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the flight with us.
Time for a toilet review, I think. Okay, let's take a look. Standard sort of sink, moisturizing soap, very important air freshener in case you do number 2. We've got the baby thing that comes down, I'm not going to touch that. Standard toilet. Oh, a changing seat as well. So there's a changing seat and also a changing sort of board. That's interesting. And it is quite small. I mean, most toilets on board aircraft are small, but I have been on some occasionally which have been a little bit bigger. I think there probably is room to spread your legs out in here. I'm not talking about the Mile High Club, but just generally if you need to sit down. And on an aircraft, I always do.
Hello everyone!
We have arrived in New York.
Yes,
we
we have.
are at Jamaica LIRR, Long Island Railroad Station, heading into Grand Central. And it only costs $10, by the way, 5 each to go in.
And it costs $8.25 per person to get from JFK to get out at
On the air
Jamaica.
train,
Yes.
yeah. But that's not what we're here to talk about. No, we are here to sum up the trip that we have just had. And also, wait, hang on a minute, you've got to see this. Wow, look at this. It's a lorry on tracks. Look at that. Wow. And there's loads of them. Look, they're all lined up. Well, you don't see that every day. But we are here to sum up the British Airways lounge at Heathrow and also our economy flight from Heathrow to JFK. So what did you think of the lounge, Paul?
I think that the lounge offered a wide variety of different coffees, also different alcohols, and also
Even at 5:30 in the morning, yeah.
We had the champagne.
But the breakfast, of course, the cooked breakfast, that was the main thing, I think. And I had lots of bacon. I think I only had one sausage actually, but I was really, really sort of full after that. And I had 2 coffees and a cup of tea, and I also had 1 glass of the sparkling wine. I think you had 2.
3.
Oh, 3 was it? Right, okay. And there were 2 lounges that we could go to with our silver status. There was the north and the south, and we went to the south, I think.
The south.
Because it was bigger. You checked it online first of all, which was good to do. So if you can use the lounge, I think you should, because you don't have to spend money on food and status. Yeah, the more you fly with British Airways, the higher status you become. Now we were flying not premium economy. We were flying regular economy to New York today, but we did pay extra for the exit row seats, and as you will have seen, there was a baby. I don't think I got the baby in. I mentioned the baby, but it wasn't too bad.
Really that, she wasn't that noisy actually.
No, and we did watch a couple of films, the same ones each. We saw Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny, which was really enjoyable, and that killed almost 3 hours. And the other one, I can't remember the name of it now.
I have the film.
It was an Australian film, and it was like a sort of a gay romance.
It is of an age.
Of an age. And it was really good. It was very slow to get going.
I thought that it was quite boring after.
Yeah, the start of it was really weird. We were both sort of wondering whether we would watch it, but we did. The food service was okay. There was an English breakfast, but there was no bacon. So what happened there?
Partial breakfast?
So it wasn't a full English at all. There was also a frittata was the other thing? Is that what they call it?
That thing that you hold.
Yeah, that was the other option. But we got the breakfast, and then they did serve a Jude's vanilla ice cream sort of around halfway through. I was a bit disappointed because I'd read on one of my I sign up to these emails, like travel emails, and it said the British Airways had launched on long haul a mid-flight snack box, and that wasn't available. Well, I mean, it wasn't served. They served ice cream, which was fine, but it was as hard as a brick, and it took about 10 minutes before you could even get your spoon into it. And then the second meal service was pretty poor.
Very poor.
It was basically it was nice.
It was like a chicken thing.
Yeah, there was a choice of either a chicken or a veggie sort of like pasty type thing.
Well, it was like one of those calzone type things,
yeah,
where it's like all cheesy on the inside.
It was nice, it was fine, but it just wasn't filling. It wasn't enough.
I'm still hungry.
But we did take a few extra bits and pieces from the lounge. We've got some croissants and biscuits, which we need now because it's about 12:30 in the afternoon and we are desperate for lunch. So all in all, how would you sum up the service today?
It has been pretty good. The lounge was pretty awesome. I think that economy was good because we had the aisle seat and we had the emergency exit row. Economy was a bit squishy, very squishy.
At least the seatbelt did fit. I don't think I filmed that. You don't want to see my stomach anyway. But it did fit. But the table, when you saw the table coming out, there was where it bends, where it folds to go in, that bit was sticking into my side. It was a bit uncomfortable, so I didn't really want to have the table up. But definitely paying the extra money to not have anybody sitting in front of you was well worth it. So I think if we're going to give any marks out of 10, I would give the overall experience probably an 8 out of 10. What do you think? Maybe am I being a bit sort of like
7?
Oh, you would only give it 7?
7?
Right, okay.
Well, because of everything.
Yeah, no, I thought overall the experience was fine. The only other thing I would mention, and this is not BA's fault at all, but when we arrived there was a mechanical fault with the bridge and they weren't able to attach it to our plane, so they then had to turn off all the engines and then get a tug to pull us back to a different gate. Which held us up a bit. It didn't matter because we did land 15 minutes early, and if you were like rushing to get somewhere you would have lost that time, but we're not rushing because it's 12:30. We can't officially check in until 3. The train's coming.
Yeah, I think I see it coming.
Okay, so that's it. Join us on the next episode, and of course please do hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.